Yes, sir. Woman Wednesday. Let's go. Last segment of the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. If you ain't stewing, what the hell are you doing? Pulling on my inner DJ. Let's go. The world's heavyweight champion of sports and guy talk radio. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Woman Wednesday. Phenomenal Woman Wednesday. Woman Wednesday is always phenomenal. Shut up. It is. Shut up. It was always phenomenal, man. But today it was even extra phenomenal. Thank you for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. Oh, y'all funny in the chat room. The little music that we played in the last segment. It does sound like some movie from a spy movie. Y'all will learn to appreciate that music in a second, man. All right, so the other night, and I didn't mention this yesterday because it was just too much football stuff to talk about. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show on a Woman Wednesday. So yesterday was a Tribute Tuesday, and we talked about all of the football from this weekend, which was tremendous. And we didn't get a chance to talk about the Golden State Warriors beating the hell out of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So the story is kind of old now, but I did want to mention it, man. After the Warriors beat the Cleveland Cavaliers up with a 126-91 thumping on Monday night, Golden State's Draymond Green disagreed with LeBron James' assertion that the teams aren't rivals. He says, quote, "Yeah, I think it's a rivalry," Green said, quickly not allowing the reporter to finish his question. "It's definitely fun. A team that you beats you. It's definitely fun." And he went on and on and on. And LeBron James said Sunday that the team that he's faced in the NBA Finals the past 2 years isn't on rival status. And he maintained his stance after Monday night's loss. He says, quote, "I don't think there's a rivalry," said James, who also was the recipient of a hard hit by Draymond Green that was ruled a flagrant foul 1. He says it's two great teams that have aspirations. It's just too many guys that move and go places and change different locations. It's totally different from the 80s when obviously we saw the Celtics and the Lakers go at it as much, and I don't look at it as a rivalry. I actually agree with LeBron James on this. It's different. I agree with LeBron on this. I disagree with him with flopping. You know, I disagree with him on flopping, but I agree with him. It's much different nowadays because star players like LeBron himself. LeBron has gone from Cleveland to Miami to back to Cleveland. And so everybody became a bandwagon Miami Heat fan. And when he left, then what are they going to do, you know? You know, now what's he going to do? And so what are fans going to do? So I do think it's a different dichotomy back in the day where free agency and cats moving around teams wasn't as frequent as it is in 2016 and 17. So you don't have the consistency of the rosters and the lineups. You know, when Celtics were the Celtics, if you're talking about teams from different conferences, first of all, it's hard to be a rival if you're not in the same division, you know? So you're already stretching it at that point. So if you're talking about conference, you know, teams, a team from the Western Conference and a team from the Eastern Conference being rivals, that's very, very tough. You know, when the Lakers and Celtics had their rivalry, and it still is a rivalry to a large degree, so you had the big three of Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and those guys, you know, for the Celtics. playing against the Lakers and Kobe and Shaq and those guys. Maybe Shaq was in the era before, right before this era with Paul Gasol and Kobe and those guys. But there's always been players that have played most of their entire careers for the Lakers or be known for playing for the Lakers going against players that are known for playing for the Celtics. Obviously, Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish and those guys for the Celtics and Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So that was a rivalry because they played each other so much in the finals. I get that. There's really no rivalry in basketball like that I can think of to that level. There's rivalries to a degree, I guess, when you play one team in your division over and over and over again. But the rivalries from one conference to another, Lakers and Celtics, ain't nothing like that today in basketball. Stop it. Stop it. Now, that was a rivalry. Lakers and Celtics was a rivalry. Not so much today. Golden State and Cleveland. First of all, it's Cleveland. It's hard to get behind anything Cleveland sports related, you ask me. Yeah, I mean, if you ask me. So first of all, it's Cleveland. One's in the Eastern Conference, one's in the Western Conference. Cleveland and Golden State were bad for a very long time outside of the last couple of years. My entire life, they were bad. So nobody going to get behind, Cleveland and Golden State as being a rivalry. I kind of agree with LeBron James on that. Now, they played each other in the last two finals. They do that 2 or 3 more times, and they continue to be good. Like, even when this wave of players, when LeBron starts to slow down a little bit and they bring in the next guy out of college that's going to take his place, maybe Kyrie steps it up to the next level, and for another 7, 8, 9 years, he continues to be a dominant player and takes his team to the finals, and they continue to play the Golden State Warriors. Maybe you can make that argument then, but as far as right now, no. And LeBron, man, in this charge or this flagrant one that Draymond Green got on him, that's bootleg as hell, LeBron. That's bootleg as hell, bruh. And it really hurts your case to getting fouls when you clearly do a Vlade Divac flop. I mean, clearly. Technically, by the letter of the law, was it a foul? I guess you could make that argument, I guess. And then when you look at Draymond Green's history and kicking people in the ding-ding and, flailing all over the place, it makes it even badder or worse. I guess the proper word. But that's bad, LeBron. And this is why cats always talk about you and your heart. And LeBron, listen, there's no denying how great of a play he is, how fantastic a play he is. But it's just hard for old cats like me. Yes, get off my lawn. I'm sorry. It's just hard for cats like me that watch a more physical brand of basketball when I was growing up, where they did, there was a no layup rule. Where you came in the lane, they closed on your ass, and you got up, and that was it. You just moved on with the game. Every other game, there were fist fights and stuff like that, man. Just a more physical brand of basketball. It is kind of disheartening to watch a 260-pound man, 6'8", that runs a 4.40, just flop like that. It's very disheartening. I will say that. It's very disheartening. It's very disturbing to see that, knowing the way that I came up, most of the listeners came up watching basketball. And people were absolutely killing him for doing it. And you go back and look at the videotape when it's slow, it's even worse. When they do it in slow motion, it's even worse. But really, bruh, you just flopped over like a fish, Vlade Divac style once again. Foreign basketball player style. It's just a bad look. Simple as that. From Grego in the chat room on Spreaker.com, he says, I'm glad that LeBron isn't getting those wimpy fouls that they are calling traveling on him too. Oh, they don't even call it traveling no more. The traveling has been replaced and okayed by the Euro step. The fuck is a Euro step? Right. They just gave walking, what we would call walking back in the day, they just gave it a new name. Like foreign players gave it a name. No, it's not walking. I'm doing the Euro step. You ain't doing no damn Euro step. You walking, man. From RC, LeBron clearly flopped, but at some point he's got to stop or step to Draymond Green. Yeah, I kind of do buy into that point. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Like, I think Draymond doesn't respect LeBron as a dude. I think he doesn't. And a lot of the stuff that we've talked about, LeBron and him flopping and, the type of thing that he did the other night, a lot of people say LeBron is, he's kind of soft. As big and strong and as athletic as he is, I mean, LeBron ain't no fighter, and it's kind of like a bully type tactic or mentality with Draymond Green. Like, he senses that LeBron is kind of soft, and so he abuses it. The fact that he think LeBron not going to step to him or whatever, and that's not going to happen. I don't think LeBron's going to ever do anything to that degree towards Draymond. Now, the other night, he acted like he wanted to do something, but he ain't going to do nothing. From Nostradamus Big L, he says, truth, Grego, show one clip of MJ flopping Michael Jordan. You won't find it. You won't find it. Not to this degree. I think they took hard fouls. They took charges, where they stand right around the little area, the little circle underneath the rim, where they stand right there and they take a charge and they'll flail their arms backward. But it's not the same, as these types of flops like LeBron did the other night. It's something totally different. Like, almost like those kind of flops where you're trying to take a charge is just that. You're trying to take a charge, and that's the way you take a charge. You fall backwards and you throw your hands up. So it's more accepted. But what LeBron did the other night is just bad. It was just a bad look. From Sidney Jackson, Grego, he keeps flopping because it works. Like the Pats recording other teams' practices, but he is too damn big to be flailing all over the place like that. Or like he does. Right. It's very obvious that LeBron is flopping just because of his stature. From Grego, LeBron is too big to be acting like that.